So, the festival of Brexit. Yes, it's still continuing on and on, but here's the thing. I'm really, really conflicted about it. Because obviously we've had the pandemic. And during that pandemic, especially people in the arts have been absolutely decimated by COVID. It has left them out of work, unable to get furlough payments, unable to get much of the other stuff which other industries throughout the UK have been able to get access to. And as a result, they've been really, really hard pushed. So as cynical as I am about how, quote, the festival of Brexit is meant to get people together, part of me is like, well, this is a lot of money for a very, very in-need sector in the arts sector that is desperate for any cash that they can get. And trust me, under a Tory government, they are not in any way, shape or form going to spend money on the arts. You know, they are not going to spend any money whatsoever because of course they are still going to be bashing that austerity drum, especially come next year, because sooner or later Rishi Sunak or someone else maybe is going to have to announce, hey, we're going to actually start paying for that, and that is going to come in huge cuts, and I mean huge cuts, to even more public services at a time when many public services are already trying to scrimp and save as much as they possibly can. It's, you know, the writing's on the wall for, you know, super austerity, and it's going to come sooner or later. But at the time, this can potentially give somewhat good boost to, you know, the arts sector. But like I say, it's the festival of Brexit. In what way is an art installation or something, you know, along these lines that people have planned are going to, quote, bring people together? So, anyway, before we jump into the article today, please do remember to hit that like and share button. And of course, down below, there is a link to my Patreon page, as well as a one-off donation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can, well, buy me coffee. And thank you to all those people who do support me that way. Or even if you just click those likes and share buttons, like they say at Tesco, every little helps. So, on with the article. And like I say, this comes from The Guardian reporting on this. So, the title is The Festival of Brexit. The first events for the decisive 120 million project are now announced. And like I say, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money, and especially at the moment to the arts sector that is so being devastated by COVID. Part of me can't help but think, in a way, them receiving that money might do some good for them, and at least keep many of these a vital industry in our UK, even though people tend to deride the arts sector, is vital to our economy. But, you know, it is needed. So anyway, into the article. So, a celebration of British weather and the largest grow-your-own-food project of modern times are among the events being staged for the nationwide festival of creativity aimed at bringing the UK together in 2022. The organisers of the 120 million festival, commissioned by Theresa May's government and supported by Boris Johnson, announced 10 teams who had successfully pitched ideas. Unfortunately, the idea that I had about me, Max and Phil jumping in a camper van and roaming the UK and viewing these projects ourselves, unfortunately didn't get through. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe the next round. So, the festival, however, remains a decisive one. In the eyes of some, it is a politically motivated festival of Brexit. But its supporters say that is the last thing it will be. Its chief creative officer, Martin Green, said it was about bringing people together and celebrating creativity in the events that are open, original and optimistic. Others, however, balk at the cost, while supporters point to the work that it brings to creative freelancers ravaged by the pandemic. It has a working title of the Festival UK 2022, but is meant to be replaced by another name before the year is out. On Tuesday, 10 teams were named and chosen from the 30 who had taken part in the 3-month paid research and development process. The idea is that the successful teams are given a flavour of what their project is about, but the public will have to wait for the full details. A team led by Glasgow-based Approximate Arts will offer a unique approach to community growing, celebrating music, future food technology and sustainable festivals. Part of that will be the largest grow your own project of modern times. Angus Fakar, I think that's how you say it, the creative director said, the plan was to empower as many people as possible to grow their own food and would involve spaces being reclaimed to allow it, he added. I'm conscious about giving too much away. That wait-and-see element is true for all the teams, including one led by the Leeds-based event studio New Substance, which is promising a physical manifestation and celebration of British weather and the UK coastline, involving a large-scale installation that addresses global questions, encourages playfulness, elicits joy and presents an experiment in change. All the teams are strikingly mixed in terms of specialisms and include poets, filmmakers, or even mathematicians. Other groups in the New Substance team include a dose of society. And when I read this, I can fully expect we might be hearing about this in the future, because I worry about what this exactly means, because it's a video platform for, quote, unheard voices. And that rings to me of trouble, but who knows, I could be wrong. But if something does go catastrophically wrong, I can guarantee you we'll be hearing from it in the future. The British Antarctic Survey is also taking part, and the kinetic sculptor, Ivan Black, is also a part of this as well. The Turner Prize-winning architecture collective, Assemble, are leading a team promising an immersive experience exploring the wonder of the human mind through architecture, neuroscience, technology, light and sound. The Salford-based Walk the Plank, known for outdoor spectaculars, had a team exploring the outdoor beauty of the UK and asking questions about access, taking part, landscape for the future for public spectacle. And of course, the festival, has been cursed by the Festival of Brexit label since the start, and which may well have prevented some people and organisations taking part. Claire Doherty, the Associate Creative Director behind the National Theatre of Wales, another team leader, said the process had been incredibly open and transparent. We trust Martin Green, our team said, and how we can use this investment to help recovery after the pandemic, of how we can make sure this project really looks at those who are underrepresented and overlooked, and listen to those voices. Green, whose CV includes the Olympic ceremonies, the whole City of Culture, said that the festival was one of a big number of events due to take place in 2022, including the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, as well as the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. And oh my, this is preparing you now. In 2022 and probably after those Commonwealth Games take place, expect to see huge numbers of Tories trying to advocate for trying to turn the Commonwealth into some sort of actual political and trading bloc. It is nothing of the sort, but trust me, Empire 2.0 will make a miraculous comeback, I predict, in 2022, because it always does when the Commonwealth Games roll around into town. So the festival is funded by the UK government, but Green has said that the involved governments were also fully on board. Scotland's Culture Secretary Fiona Hislop has said that it's been inspiring to see the creative and STEM, the science, technology and engineering sector, mathematics, also working together to share their talents. This is an important opportunity to support freelancers and organisations in these sectors as we are beginning to recover from the pandemic, she said. So like I say, as you can see, I'm quite torn because obviously at the end of the day, it is the festival of Brexit and it was essentially thrown together in the most cynical political ways possible, as if any of these things are going to, quote, bring the country together. Make no mistake, this will not bring the country together in any way, shape or form. And of course, this was done before the pandemic. And like I say, in a way, thank God for Theresa May for doing this, because obviously she didn't know about the pandemic was coming, but at least we got it. And if this hadn't come, many of the art sector would be desperate for money from the government, but they would be getting nothing because currently they've got nothing. This is the only thing that many of them can even apply for now in terms of grants coming down the pipeline, which is what many of these organizations rely on. And again, that employs hundreds of thousands of people in these grants when they get them. So like I say, I'm definitely torn between this. Like I say, no reason to actually support it still, but in a way I'm glad for the art sector because they are at least getting some money which will help them recover from the pandemic. So in a way, bizarrely, this festival of Brexit will actually do some good, even though, again, initially the project was created under the most cynical of political moves ever imagined. So, as always, thanks for watching. Please do remember to hit that like and share button on your way out. And of course, down below, there is a link to my Patreon page, as well as a one-off donation link as well called Buy Me Coffee, where you can, well, buy me a coffee. And thank you to all those people that support me that way. And of course, we'll see you all next time.